I love a bit of whale penis.
I learned a lot there. Thank you for those facts.
This is now a penis podcast.
I think that's what we should rebrand as. 2 sheep and a penis. Hello and welcome back to another week of 2 Sheep and a Pool. My name's Ben.
And my name's James.
How you doing?
Yeah, I'm pretty good. It's been quite nice weather recently.
It's been very nice weather.
I know, like an actual bank holiday weekend that was sunny and hot.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen very often.
It doesn't.
I was like sat out in the sun drinking beer.
Yeah.
And then also spent a lot of time playing chess.
Outside?
No,
No.
unfortunately not. But it was I was like cold, and then I was like hot in the chess hall. I felt like a middle-aged menopausal woman.
Yes.
So
that was it. The question was plaguing me every time I was thinking, can this be done outside? I was just trying to think if I could do anything out on the balcony in the sun.
Oh, I thought you meant, could chess be played outside? Oh, no. Like you were asking me the question. I was like, yeah. You can play chess wherever you want.
No, the pieces will melt.
True. It wasn't that hot, but it's been delicious. Right, I've got follow-up of the complaint.
Which complaint? We've complained about so many things.
I know. My teabag complaint.
Oh, God. So how is this the complaint that's continuing over 3 weeks?
Well, actually, you know how I said that my friend Mary got in contact with me saying, you sad sack of shit, basically.
Yeah, and I agreed.
Stop being a wimp. Well, I got an update today from Mary, who is a big fan of Yorkshire tea bags.
Okay.
With just a picture of a teared in half tea bag that she had gone to tear the tea bags from each other, and it had pulled away and ruined a tea bag.
Proving your point.
Proving my point. Because it was a double insult to Mary, because she's away in Australia. So they don't get Yorkshire tea bags there, so it had been sent over in like a care package.
She must really like Yorkshire tea.
She does. We were having a little argument afterwards about whether PG Tips or Yorkshire tea was better. I said PG Tips because the pyramid shape is beautiful, and Mary disagreed vehemently. But yeah, so I feel validated now. The only person that took issue with my complaint has now gone to my side.
Backfired, yeah.
So, she tasted her own medicine and it was bitter. So I'm pretty happy about that.
Well, I'm very happy for you.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm having the issues at work because it's still there, but...
Have you ripped any tea bags? Because that wasn't your issue, was it?
It wasn't.
No.
It wasn't. But, if they came pre-ripped...
Yeah.
Then there wouldn't be that issue of ripping one's tea bag.
True. I think the real answer is just don't drink tea.
Yes.
Because it's useless and horrible.
Moving on.
Have you got anything going on this week?
Well, I've got another complaint for you.
Oh, God, okay.
Yeah, so I went back home to for the bank holiday weekend to stay at my parents' house, and there's a chess tournament there. Not at my parents' house, but in the area. Was
that the reason that you went back, or was it just a happenstance that it was going on?
Double whammy.
Okay.
So I probably would have gone back anyway.
Yeah.
Because Annie wasn't around, and it's nice to see the family on a bank holiday weekend. But then also this chess tournament that was basically one town over, and I was like, I'll do that as well.
Do that.
It's pillows, Ben.
Pillows?
Yeah.
Pillows in general?
No,
pillows.
I don't hate pillows.
Okay.
But I despise soft pillows.
Oh, I think we're going to disagree here.
Yeah. So
okay, talk me through your pillow etiquette. How do you go to sleep at night?
So I lie on my back.
Yeah.
And I have one firm pillow that I sleep on. I'm wearing pajamas. Like, how detailed do you want me to go?
No, I'm talking about what do you do with
I go to bed at
pillows?
9 o'clock in the evening, like an old man. I have one single firm memory foam pillow.
Okay. See, I've got one firmish and one soft.
Right.
And I like having the firm one underneath and then the soft one on top that I can kind of ball up for when I'm reading. So it's like a prop.
Okay, yeah.
But then when I go to sleep, I'll shove the firm one out the way, turn the soft one sideways, and kind of hug and lie on it at the same time.
Okay, so you're on your side then?
I'm on my side.
Yeah.
I used to lie on my back, but my girlfriend got me out the habit of lying on my back because I used to snore badly.
Yeah.
But interestingly, since I lost weight, don't snore.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah,
you could probably sleep on your back now.
So I could probably sleep, but I'm so used to on my side now. So now it's on the side, and picture kind of like hugging.
You're like snuggling a pillow
and lying on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I'm a definite lying on my back, which I think if you've got your hand under your pillow as well, gives you a bit of extra height. Basically, at my parents' house, they had these 2 barely filled soft pillows with like feathers.
That's bad when it's barely filled.
Yeah.
If there's just air.
It was basically, I felt like I was just lying on 2 empty pillowcases with bags of feathers either side of my head.
But nothing underneath.
Nothing underneath. And it was I was literally waking up in the night from uncomfortableness and noticing that I was awake, which I never do back in Liverpool.
Yeah.
So I'm blaming the pillows because that was the one thing that was annoying me.
Have you ever tried? When I was younger, I went through, I say a phase, it was a good few years of no pillow.
I've never tried that. Because I lie on my back, I feel like that would be too uncomfortable.
I'm trying to think how I used to sleep. I think I used to just sleep flat on the back, no pillow.
I haven't tried it.
I feel like I couldn't do that now.
No.
I feel like I'd just break my neck and, not break it. Wouldn't feel good.
No, I don't think that would work for me.
What about mattresses?
I enjoy a firmer mattress as well. And I do like a memory foam mattress.
Yeah, memory foam's good.
Not
that I have a memory foam one.
No. My mum and dad got me one when I was, I don't know, a teenager. And then after years of use, I go home now and there's like a body shape in it from where I sleep.
Yeah.
So I think they are thinking of getting rid of that mattress.
I was going to say, I think when you don't live at home
Yeah.
and the shape's still there,
Yeah.
it might be time to go.
Yeah. But they're no fun for bouncing around on memory foam mattresses because they've too much give in them.
Yeah.
But delicious to sleep on.
I once I felt so guilty about this at the time. I can actually remember when this happened. It was the day. It was September 11th, the day that
2001.
when the attacks happened. Not that coincided with the story at all, but I just remember because it was that day. I was at my friend George's house.
Wait. Was it 2001 when the actual attacks happened? Or was it just the same day years later?
No, it was the day of.
The day of, okay.
The day of,
okay.
Yeah. I was at my friend George's house, and I decided I was going to jump on his bed. I don't know why.
Okay.
First jump, landed, snapped the bed in half. And then both of us just stood there like...
Ah, jeez.
And we were like, did we tell the parents? What did we do? Did we try and put it back together? We just had to tell the parents. And I don't think I really got told off, but I have never felt so much guilt and panic in my life.
Yeah.
And it turned out the best because he got a new bed and he liked his new bed and it was all fine in the end.
He knew it was nearly broken. He was like, Ben, just jump on it.
He probably broke it. That's probably what happened.
Was it his... but it was his suggestion to jump on the bed.
I can't remember that much details. I just remember first jump, landing, and it was a clean break, like straight in the middle, just landed on the floor. Yeah.
That's rough.
Beds.
Right. Yeah, soft pillow is the worst. Are you like a soft pillow then?
I quite like a soft pillow. Right. I think what it is familiarity. Because when you go to a hotel or something, I'll find that you've struggled to sleep.
Yeah, but usually they've got multiple pillows and I'll just take everything but one pillow off and I'm usually okay because they usually have a level of firmness which is not too pitiful. Like if it's not like 2 sheets of paper.
I think the issue is when it's small. I could go for firm or soft as long as there's just some pillow there.
Right.
Yeah. Something with substance.
Yes.
I think that's quite enough talk about
it
pillows
is.
now.
It is. People have heard so much pillow talk that they're falling asleep. Hey.
Right, moving
on.
News?
News Bleat.
Should we try that again? We both said it at the same time.
Is that not a good thing?
I don't know.
You say news, I'll say bleat.
News.
Bleat. Yes. Great. Okay, news bleat.
I've got no news.
You got no news?
I've got no news.
Oh, I've got a little bit of news.
Give me some news.
So have you heard about the Ukrainian president's election?
No, I don't think I have.
Okay, it sounds like a shit joke, doesn't it? But it's not. Well, it is a little bit. The new Ukrainian president is a TV comedian star.
Okay.
Who had been... he does kind of satire politician stuff. Okay. And he plays the president of Ukraine in a TV show.
Oh.
But, like, it's satirical.
Right.
And now he ran for the election and won by like 80% to 20%.
No way.
Like an absolute landslide. And he's now the president of Ukraine after playing the president of Ukraine in the TV.
That's crazy.
So his name is Vladimir Zelensky.
Strong name.
Yes. And so, people of Ukraine are obviously quite happy about this. But, around the world, it's like, is politics taking a bit of a nosedive?
I was going to say, because Trump first, who was not a politician, and this one, not a politician, is that going to be a trend?
I think that just shows that the public are kind of sick of politicians.
I think that's fair.
Like, it's not a well-liked job,
No.
as in people don't like people who are politicians because generally they are seen as kind of slimy people, avoiding questions and not very honest.
Yeah.
Which I think you may have to be like that to be a to be like not hated. I think a politician's job is to be not hated.
Yeah.
And if you're not hated by a vast majority of people, like if you're not someone's worst option, they'll probably vote for you.
Because I think it did end up being rumours, but for a while there was talk of The Rock and Tom Hanks running together.
Yeah.
For the next presidency. I mean, it could well happen. And I feel like if they did, they 100% would win.
Yeah, then the outrage would be, well, they're not politicians, they're TV stars. And then, Trump would be slating them for that while he was that.
Yeah.
But Putin has come out and refused to congratulate the Ukrainian president. Yeah, because, they've got a bit of tension between them, haven't they?
Just a bit.
Just a little bit
Just
of tension.
a little.
So... yeah, it's just all a bit weird.
It is a bit weird. I mean, I'm very curious to see what goes on in world politics for the next 5 years.
Worried or a little scared?
Mostly intrigued.
Yeah.
I feel like it's just hit a level of anything could happen. And I wouldn't be surprised now.
Yeah.
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 Seems crazy.
Yeah. Is he called Rory Brenner? Who did, he used to do Tony Blair a lot as like a satirical figure on like a comedy TV. He's done like Have I Got News for You and stuff like that.
Right.
I saw him put a video together of, not video, I saw an article of him saying he could be the UK next Prime Minister, kind of following in the concept of this.
Yeah.
Which is like, yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing stopping anyone now.
Like, I feel like we're at such a point now where, if we couldn't go any worse.
Yeah. I feel like people's expectations have been lowered so much now.
Yeah.
And people are so sick of the situation. I'm talking like Brexit at the moment because everyone's just kind of defeated by it.
Yeah.
I think both sides, that I think anyone would be open to any option now to see whether breaking away from what has happened for the past however many years could be better, could be changed.
Yeah. Political reform.
Yeah. Well,
and there's also, as a secondary news item, have you seen the climate change protests that have been going on in London?
Nope.
What do you do all week?
I don't know. Since I've stopped using Facebook, I'm literally not in touch with anything.
Yeah, so to be fair, I get a lot of my news from like the radio.
I think I need to actually start watching the news.
Yeah,
or
get a news podcast.
I need to find something to replace it because I'm like, joking aside, I am actually very out of touch now. I'm not using Facebook. I don't see anything going on.
So Up First is like an American news podcast.
Yeah,
and then I think BBC World News have got one as well.
Okay,
that are both pretty good.
I'll actually start doing that.
Yeah,
because
I think Up First is only 15 minutes long and it comes out like very early in the morning US time. So I think it's out by like 9 o'clock here.
Okay.
So give that a go. But anyway, the UK climate change protests, what they called, Extinction something. Anyway, they've been causing issues in London, blocking traffic and stuff like that. They've been super gluing themselves to the road.
Oh.
Yeah, what do you think about that?
Are we talking shoes, skin?
Hands to the ground.
I mean, I wouldn't do it.
Yeah. And like the police are basically like, all right, you're under arrest. And they were like, okay.
What you gonna do?
And then basically they've been like slowly like peeling their hands off the tarmac.
Yeah, so the police said, we'll amputate your arms off.
I think they've got like some anti-super glue stuff, sprayed it and then taken them away. But over like 800 protesters have been arrested. And I think 80 have been charged or something like that. So, it's getting a lot of talk about it. Not that you've noticed.
No.
But, climate change isn't really taken seriously by people in politics at the moment, I don't think.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy to the degree that it's not taken seriously now.
Yeah.
when there's overwhelming evidence that it is happening and it is real. And yeah, I think it is. A lot of countries have been taking steps and things have become a lot better.
Yeah.
Even things like recycling in this country hadn't used to be a normal thing, and that's a bit better now. But yeah, it is still weird how little in the scheme of things can be done, considering the impact that it's going to have.
For sure. Yeah. I think, from a political standpoint, you think, well, it's not going to be in effect in my term, so why should I push for it?
Yeah.
Because it can be like political suicide. Oh, you want to spend £200 million on this that's not going to even see an effect for the next 50 years.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because I want to think about the future.
Yeah.
Because I saw a lot of people on the same vein complaining about how much money has been donated to the Notre Dame church, saying, like, I think there's over $1 billion been donated to it now.
Yeah.
Which is like, that amount of money could have been given to, environmental stuff, working towards reducing climate change.
Yeah.
And people are feeling what a waste of money that is, going to a church organization which often has lots and lots of money anyway. It was probably going to get rebuilt anyway. So
that's such a weird kind of space to get into, because I feel like whenever charity and donations to a certain cause come up, it always pisses someone off who's like,
for sure,
oh, that could have gone to... But it's like everything matters in other ways. Like if we didn't have a lot of the historic things and arts, and they're important still too. And I'm not saying that environmental and health related stuff's not important, but they're all going to get donated to in some way.
Yeah, I guess it's just frustrating to those people that, see what's happening to our planet and think, wow, what we could do if we just had more money and more time put into it.
Yeah, I just feel like you can say that for anything, about homelessness, about cancer research, about...
Yeah, I think people's argument is there's nothing more important than there's only one planet we live on. If our planet dies, we are dead. It doesn't matter if Notre Dame's still built, if everyone's dead to appreciate, if no one's alive to appreciate it.
Yeah, very true.
There
is one alternative.
Go on.
Pump a load of money into colonizing another planet.
True. And just build a massive Notre Dame on Mars.
Yeah.
It sounds like a plan.
And then once we've got that planet up and going, we'll destroy that one too.
Does that mean we all have to be hunchbacks though?
Yes.
Okay. Right, I think that's about it from me. I've been...
No, we're not finished yet.
We're not finished yet. Okay, sorry.
Right, do you want to go fake news or not?
Yeah, fake news or not.
Cool. What have you got for me this week?
Well, shall I explain what fake news is?
Go on.
Or not?
Or not.
Fake news or not. Fake news or not is where I bring to the table 2 news stories that are either fake and made up by me or not, so true and ridiculous. And Ben has had to work them out whether they're fake or not.
Yes.
I think we're pretty even on the scores.
I think that's a lie.
What are you, like 6 ahead now?
I'm 5 ahead.
Gosh, I feel like it should be more.
25 to 20.
Is it? Mm-hmm. Damn.
I can say that because I checked and updated the scores on the site.
Damn it. Okay. Right, you ready?
Yep, I'm confident. Even if I lose, I'm still ahead.
South Australia schoolgirl discovers...
Discovers. A new word.
A new word. Discovers. South Australian schoolgirl discovers world's largest whale penis.
Okay. Cool. Pretty big.
Pretty big.
Yeah. We'll find out just how big in a minute.
Woman arrested for mailing her own feces to ex-husband.
Ooh. Juicy.
Oh, I hope not.
Right. Let's go back to that first one.
Yeah.
You could tell me, because my first question is going to be, how big is it?
Yeah.
You could tell me 5 inches or 50 feet. I'd have no concept of what would be right or not.
50 foot 5 inches.
So, James, how big is it?
It's just over 4 feet long.
Okay.
So it's not the full fleshy penis itself. It's the bone within the penis.
Okay.
So a lot of mammals have bones within their penis. Mm-hmm. Did you know that?
I did not.
There you go. And then this large one has been discovered on a beach in South Australia.
Well, I've just learned a thing or two.
Yes. Yes. I remember seeing something on TV that was like whalers used to make like waistcoats out of like whale penises. So they would
What an odd use.
because they would like use every part of the thing. I think
It's so funny when you think about
yeah.
how can we use all of this. Let's make a waistcoat out of a penis.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's no weirder than making shoots out of cow skin, is it? Do you know what I mean?
No.
I guess, but it's just that's normalized, whereas wearing a whale penis is probably not normalized.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, I assume she found this washed up on shore. It wasn't still attached to the whale.
Yeah, she wasn't swimming out into the sea
No.
and killing whales for their penis.
Right.
Yeah, it was just washed up.
Was there any indication on what the previous largest found one was? Because you said discovered the new largest.
Yeah, it doesn't say anything.
Doesn't say, okay.
And they've just kind of said this is now the largest one.
Okay.
No one's come as a counterclaim to say, no, we've got the largest penis.
See, I'm leaning, this sounds very true, but I'm thinking that you might be getting very tricksy with your stories because I've been pulling ahead a bit.
How is... Okay. Right. Do you want to ask about the other one?
Yes, I've forgotten what it... Oh, poo in the mail.
A poo in the mail.
Yes.
A poo parcel, some might say.
So, they got divorced. I'm assuming things ended badly.
Yeah, a bit shitty.
Yeah, bit shitty. hey. Did it successfully get delivered to the person, or was it stopped halfway through?
It was stopped.
It was stopped.
Yeah.
That's disappointing.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, I don't really understand what she was trying to achieve. I mean, if you got a package and you open it up, it's just poop. Like, it's not. It's like
that wouldn't be an enjoyable experience.
No.
Because I could do this, because I wouldn't have to mail it. I could just write it on a letter and put it through your letterbox.
Yeah.
Are you telling me that you go,
no, but
and just put it on the table, forget about it?
in your letterbox is
Yeah.
different because now I've got if you just put it in your hand
Yeah.
and you hadn't like packaged it up or anything,
Yeah.
then I have to clean out my letterbox because there's shit in
Well,
it.
I'd still package it up, is what I'm saying.
Okay. Well, I'd open it and go and put it in the bin. It wouldn't be a nice experience, but I imagine it's not like the video that we watched with the prank. I think glitter everywhere. I imagine if you fashion something that splattered
Sprayed it
poop
everywhere.
a poop plume.
I think that it would be sufficiently annoying
Yeah,
or
for
disturbing
sure.
enough to someone
sure.
receiving poo in the mail.
Yeah. I imagine it. I don't know how it doesn't say how it's packaged up, but if it was just in a box, I imagine it got pretty sticky, slimy.
Yeah.
I think that's why it got discovered.
Yes.
Before it got to them.
Right. I need to decide which is fake and which is not. See, I want to say they're both true. I'm going to go against my instincts here.
Okay.
The first one is true.
Okay.
It's a real thing. And the poo is made up by you.
The poo is made up by me,
Yes.
but so is the first one.
They're both made up by
Both
you.
made up by me.
Oh.
One for a double fake this week.
Double fake. Well, you almost had me because my instincts were double true.
I know. Damn it. This is not fair, Ben. You always go with your instincts when they're right, and when
Yeah.
they're not right, you never go with them. It's not fair to me.
I don't think that's something we can change. I'll just
Stop.
adjust my instincts.
Just be worse.
It'd be worse. Well,
Yeah.
there we go. I've not pulled away any further.
No, but I've not caught
you've
up
not caught
anymore.
up.
Yeah, it was like a nil week. Damn it.
Good stories, though.
Yeah, did you enjoy them?
They were very convincing.
Yeah, not too outlandish.
They weren't too outlandish.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but not much details about them as well.
I want to know what the largest...
Should we Google what the largest whale penis is?
Because did you just make that up the top of your head, or did you do a bit of prior research to...
I knew the whale jacket penis thing,
Yeah.
and I knew that there were bones in whales' penises.
But you didn't know at any length.
No, I didn't know any
Because
length.
see, that's what I was saying. You could have told me anything.
Largest whale penis.
I hope someone checks your search history.
Blue whale penis has its own Wikipedia page. The blue whale has the largest penis in the animal kingdom. It is commonly cited as having an average penis length of 2.4 meters or 7 foot 10 inches to 3 meters, and a diameter of 30 centimeters to 36 centimeters.
So your largest one was actually on the small side.
I think the bone would be smaller than the actual penis.
That's true.
Yeah. In the book Moby Dick, it is mentioned that the size of the outer skin of the whale's penis is such that it could function as a floor-length protective apron while skinning the dead whale.
Well then.
There you go. It doesn't really say. Maybe they don't have a bone. Maybe I've just totally made it up. But I think they do. Yeah, it just goes on to say how it thinks it's a very long and thin penis, really. But average is a bit strange because no one goes around measuring whale penises generally.
Maybe maybe someone should start.
Yes. Well, there's a job for me then.
Well, what an informative podcast we have become.
I love a bit of whale penis.
I learned a lot there. Thank you for those facts.
This is now a penis podcast.
I think that's what we should rebrand as. 2 sheep and a penis.
2 sheep, 2 penis.
Yeah. Oh, God.
No?
Let's move on.
Well, I did speak about ducks' penises for like 10 minutes in the other podcast, but you cut
that out.
I think that was fair enough.
I cut. It probably was about a 10-minute conversation.
Right, moving on.
Right, let's do Will I Recommend?
Okay. I've got follow-up for what you've recommended to me.
I've got follow-up for what you recommended to me.
Let's go on then.
Right, you go first.
I started watching The Afterlife with Ricky Gervais.
Oh, yeah.
Did I mention it before?
You mentioned it to me off mic.
Yeah. So, and I don't know if I can continue watching it because I go from being like distraughtly sad watching it to like laughing along.
It's such a weird combo.
It's like an emotional roller coaster every time I'm watching it, and I'm
Yep.
like on the brink of crying. Like, oh god, this is so sad.
Yep.
You know, watching Ricky watch a video from his ex-wife or have a flashback, and it's like it's gut wrenching to know that that's gone and how much it's affected him.
Yeah.
I've only watched 2 episodes, and I don't know if I can continue because it's making me feel so sad.
We should say the premise is, I don't know whether I did say at the time,
did,
but if you didn't hear, Ricky Gervais is just a normal man who we find out that his wife's died. She left a couple of video messages for him, and his way of coping with his loss is to just go around being the biggest dick to everyone because he's like, what's the point? I'm going to piss as many people off as possible, and if it gets too much, I'll kill myself.
Yeah.
Like, it sounds awful.
Yeah.
But I know that there's a saying that it's a fine line between comedy and tragedy, and this literally just rides the line
it's
between
on
the two.
one side, then it's on the other side. It's like the funny bit is him being an absolute knob, because in real life, people are like that, but not very often. And like you don't see it just continuously, someone being a dickhead. So that's quite funny. But then like the reason behind it is like gut-wrenchingly sad.
Yeah. But I try and persevere.
Okay.
I enjoyed it a lot.
Does he have character development?
Yeah. He has a definite arc.
Good.
My favourite character in it, though, is the dog.
Yeah.
I think is episode 1, he's going to kill himself, and the reason he doesn't is because he thinks there's no one to feed the dog.
He says that in episode 1, and I think we see it in episode 2. Like he's in the bath with a razor.
Yeah.
And then the dog's like...
And the dog saves him.
Yeah.
Basically. But yeah, I've not watched it for a while now. When I'm talking about it, it's a brutal, sad topic that it's talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you watched the OA yet?
I've watched the first 2 episodes of the OA.
What did you think?
I think it's gripping, but it seems to getting more and more ridiculous.
Yes.
And now a constant feature on this podcast, Mary was like, sack off the OA.
Really?
So I don't know whether she's watched it all or what, and she's in TV. Not on TV, but she's like into TV. She's like a producer now, I think.
That's the first thing that I've heard from someone that hasn't liked it.
Maybe I've misread it. I will double check.
Because the reason I started watching it is every single review podcast, everything that I've heard has been raving about the OA. So I gave it a go, and I've loved it as well. I'm now halfway into season 2. I would definitely say persevere. It does get more... It starts off fairly grounded and moves further and further away from that. But I love where it goes.
So what Mary said is the OA is messed up. Don't watch.
Oh,
but like maybe that's like messed up in their head. Like I don't know. Well, I'll find out as I go on.
Find out, yeah. Right. Well, I have a bit of long-term recommendation that's been going on.
Yeah.
I've now finished The Stand by Stephen King.
You've gone through that quite quickly.
Yeah.
What do you think overall?
I enjoyed it.
Good.
I enjoyed it more and more as the book went on.
Yeah.
And I feel like he got the bits that I didn't like, as I mentioned before, were I liked his descriptiveness, but there was times where he'd do whole chapters just repeating the same thing numerous times. And that got less and less.
You want to go, Stephen, please stop.
Like, I found myself, there was one bit where I'd run a nice hot bath. I was chilling out and I had the book playing in the background. And I was laughing to myself because there was a chapter and I lost track. I think he described 11 instances of the same thing back to back. And by the time it got to the 6th or the 7th, I was like, this can't go on.
Yeah.
And it did.
Yeah.
But anyway, good book. Very, very good book. I love the characters. You were completely right in saying that the characters are the thing that drive the whole thing, the development of everyone. And let's try and have a little discussion with no spoilers, because I would very much recommend this book. And if anyone does go away and read it, I think it would be best to not spoil it.
Well, why don't we just leave it at that? And if we want to talk about it, we can talk off mic.
Yeah. Should we say what the premise is?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think we have to talk about it, but the premise is the world, it's an apocalyptic thing.
Yeah.
Basically, a virus comes and decimates 98% of the population.
Yeah.
And this is a story about how those people left survive and how they come together. They're drawn by two opposing forces, and it's how this plays out in the post-apocalyptic world, basically.
Yeah. Well summarised. Very good.
Thank you. I've listened to the book twice now,
through,
which is like 70 hours each.
Yeah. But yeah, if maybe we could do an episode on it. If people are interested, let us know.
There's a book club for you. There's homework for you there, Mum.
Yes.
Mum, my mum. You read the book and we can talk about it.
But yes, good recommendation. It did pay off in the end.
If you like that, then
Yeah.
I would recommend listening to The Dark Tower.
Yes.
Which is
another Stephen King.
Another Stephen King 7-part series, which is very not similar. But very character driven again. I fell in love with the characters in that book as well.
Cool.
I'd recommend that.
Cool. Well, I've got 2 Audible credits to use, so that can be one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Right then. Anything else?
No.
Cool. Right. Should we move on to the main topic?
Yes.
Here we go. Right then.
Right.
I'm excited.
That's good.
Why am I excited,
End
James?
of main topic. Because it's come to the happiest day of your life, apparently.
Yes.
We are watching the new Avengers film later. Mm-hmm. And through the magic of editing, you'll hear us talk about it in a bit.
Yes.
But we will have watched it in between now and then. But for you, it'll only be a mere few minutes.
Yes. So we're going to do all the preamble, talk about the universe that Marvel films have created from the comics. Mm-hmm. Talk about how excited, I say we, but definitely I am for
Yes.
Endgame. And then we're going to go watch the film and we'll review it at 3 a.m.
Yes.
Probably a bit later by the time we come home.
Yeah. I may not be in a state to do anything, but
Yeah.
I'm going to go home and have a nap after this.
Yeah.
Try and get a couple of hours sleep so that when we go and watch the film, I can not fall asleep during it.
Yep.
I want to sit next to you that if I'm like nodding off,
I will slap you.
My worry is that you'll be so engrossed in the film
I
you won't
won't
even
notice.
notice.
It's possible.
But now I've told you, you'll check.
But not only are we going to watch Endgame at midnight,
No.
the cinema is showing the previous film, Infinity War, beforehand.
Yes.
So we're going to be in that cinema from 8:45 till 3 a.m.
And before that one, they're showing the Black Panther before that, and then the first Avengers movie.
There are some
We're
cinemas
actually
doing that.
in the cinema right now recording. We're getting some very filthy looks. Yeah. No, we'll turn the lights off. No, yeah, sorry.
I was going to do that again because I did that last year. I watched all of them back to back.
Yeah.
But I feel I've watched all of them enough now that I'm not going to gain much more from watching them for the 50th time.
What? I think there's only a couple I've not watched. Captain Marvel,
Captain Marvel.
I haven't seen, and Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Okay. Ant-Man and the
And
Wasp.
Spider-Man Homecoming.
But
then I didn't watch that.
I wish you had watched that one, actually. That's good.
Yeah, but I didn't watch it before the last one.
No,
so.
I feel like there's nothing... I will tell you what I feel is important before we go in that I think you might benefit from.
Right.
But apart from that, if you've seen all the others, I think you're fine.
Yeah.
What I'm looking forward to, Also, I will just say now, if you're not into Marvel films or comics,
I'll sack it off.
Just stop listening.
Unless you're my mum, because you listen to everything. Thanks, mum.
Otherwise, this is going to be a very tedious episode. This is Marvel from here on out.
You've heard all the good stuff.
Yeah, you just join us next week. Right, Marvel. What are your thoughts? Because I think we know where I stand.
You're a proper fanboy.
A little bit.
Just
a smidge.
I think the films are good and enjoyable. But I feel now maybe they're coming to a limit of what they can do.
Yeah.
I think a lot of superhero films are quite similar. You'd have to have something quite distinctive than other things. Because I don't know, I've not watched Captain Marvel, but I don't know how, if I described it as a woman with superhero powers fights a bad person and wins, would that sum it up?
More or less. So I think what Marvel have done well, because they've been going for 11 years building this universe now.
Yeah.
They've done a good job at kind of moving on from being generic. I'd say phase 1 of their films were all very what you'd expect, what you just described, origin stories of superheroes. And they have been getting better at doing things a little more out the box and spicing things up a bit until Captain Marvel. For me, that one took a big step back in that aspect.
Yeah.
I thought the film was fine, but it wasn't great, wasn't bad. But things like what they've started doing with Winter Soldier, the Captain America one, that's up there in my top few because they, instead of making a superhero film, they made kind of an espionage spy film with superhero elements.
Yeah.
And I feel like they need to start doing more of that. Like Guardians of the Galaxy, they made just a wacky, off-the-wall space film that was just, it was refreshing. And I feel like they've done that enough with, like, Black Panther, that got very political, and that hadn't really happened with superheroes. So I think they've started doing that, and I think that once Endgame finishes all of this phase, I feel like they're going to continue, but in a very different way. I don't think that they'll be doing the generic superhero in quotes films.
I watched a kind of little video essay about Marvel films and kind of talking about Captain Marvel and how they said it felt like it was almost an advert, like propaganda for like the US military.
Yeah,
because she's an Air Force pilot, isn't she? And did you know that to use any of the US military stuff, the script has to be signed off by the US military?
Right.
So if there's any part that they don't like, they can pull every bit of military equipment that you might want to use.
Right.
And they give it for you for free, but they have the final say on what goes in the script.
Okay.
So that's why a lot of films that use the military stuff end up showing the military in a good light, because if you don't get to use it.
Yeah.
So
makes sense.
Yeah. So I've not watched the film. If you looking at it back at it now with that perspective, how does that make you feel?
I'd say, well, because I think the director said that one of their big inspirations was 80s action films.
Yeah.
And a big inspiration for them was Top Gun. Hence
which is basically
the pilot and what you just said.
Top Gun's basically the biggest propaganda film ever. Didn't they had people from the US Army and military go into cinemas with like a sign up booth.
Maybe
so that people would come out of that and go, hell yeah, and then
I could believe it,
America, fuck yeah, and then sign up on the way out.
Yeah, well, that's kind of one of the things that I did like, was that side of it.
Okay.
I mean, she is a fighter pilot in the comics.
Yeah,
makes sense that she would be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was just I've not seen it, so I was just curious to see what you thought.
I would say one of the big things that I like there, the refreshing bit maybe that they did, because most of it was very standard, was I'm going to give you little spoilers here that will probably benefit you. They basically there's an enemy race of aliens in the comics called the Skrulls, and they kind of shapeshift into people. And the premise in the comics is you don't know, anyone could be a Skrull type thing.
Yeah.
And I thought it was going to be this big payoff. The villains in Captain Marvel, it'll turn out that Captain America was a Skrull the whole time, something like that. But they switched it, and it turned out that they weren't actually the villains in the movie at all. They were basically refugees of a war that were trying to just escape.
Okay.
That was the refreshing bit of that film for me.
So the villain wasn't really the villain.
The villain wasn't really the villain. The villain was her mentor, basically. I've kind of got lost on the track. Thought we were going here, but Captain Marvel. That's that one anyway. What's your favourite one that you've watched? Have there been any that have stood out for you? Because I think there's definitely what were we on? 21 films. Some are definitely weaker than others.
I very much enjoyed Thor Ragnarok. Because that was kind of a bit of a change from everything else. Quite funny.
I think that saved that character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he was very generic-ish.
Yeah. In his solo films, anyway.
Yeah. And I enjoyed the last Infinity War. Was very good. I'm not as invested as you. I think they're all pretty good and enjoyable films.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would go and watch them in the cinema, but I'm not gagging.
Yeah.
Like you are.
Okay. I just love that there's such an abundance of superhero films at the moment.
Yeah, it's kind of normalized nerd culture, I think.
Yeah.
And I think nerd culture has kind of come to be popular culture.
Yeah, which is great.
Yeah. Yeah, I think playing video games and reading comic books and enjoying superhero films was probably seen as quite nerdy and a bit loserish. But now you would probably get everybody wants to go and watch the new superhero films.
Which is quite the feat, really.
Yeah. But it is because they're basically mainstream action films with a superhero coat on it.
True.
But, you like the characters and it's a good premise. So it's like, if the Terminator was a superhero, those would be superhero films because Terminator is like a super villain, really, turned superhero. So I agree. I think they've always been that kind of film around, but I do enjoy these ones.
The thing that I think they've done best, because there's no other franchise that has done quite what they've done to the degree of an 11-year spanning story arc for all of these characters, which is culminating now in Endgame.
I think, Harry Potter does something very similar.
Yeah.
And Star Wars is, your other kind of one.
100%. But when you look at the scale of
sure.
the, regularity of how often they've brought things out, because Harry Potter's, 8 films?
Yeah.
This is 21.
Yeah.
It's crazy how long they've kept. They've only got bigger and bigger, basically.
Yeah.
Is what I mean. And I think the thing that they have handled way better than anyone else who's tried to do it is handling a ton of characters on the screen at the same time.
Yeah.
Because definitely in Infinity War, there was, 20 different character arcs going on. And sometimes there'd be 5, 6 of the superheroes on screen at the same time. But everyone felt valued and they got around the same screen time. And it didn't feel like they were cramming everyone in too forced.
No. But, this film's going to be 3 hours long. So I imagine
I'm
because
curious.
of that.
I'm curious to how this is going to play out in this one, because it's going to be even more than the last film was. And I think part of it is because they've had 21 films to build all of these arcs. They don't have to do the substantial building in that film. You go in, you already know them. You know what they're about.
Yeah, the only issue is if you have never seen any of the Marvel film and you've been dragged along. I can imagine there being a couple, one of them doesn't know anything about it and be like, who are they? What's going on? Why are they mad? Like this kind of stuff. Yeah. Why is he a big purple guy? Why is it like a potato? That kind of stuff.
Yeah. But I'm just glad. I'd rather that they do that than try and build everything from scratch every film. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. You have much more rewarding payoffs and much more harrowing losses if you've built up a character over a period of time.
Yeah.
You've made the people love them. And, in Infinity War, spoilers, people died.
Yeah.
Semi not spoilers because there's a new Spider-Man film coming out and he died in this last film.
Yeah.
So
there's talk. I mean, the only way that I can try in my head is saying, "Oh, it's set before this has happened."
We don't know.
We don't. Yeah,
but we assume so. Have you got predictions for this film then?
Yeah, let's talk predictions. I think at least one of the main Avengers that have been set up is going to die, if not more.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah.
Because I feel like this had come to the end of their arc. I think it'd be very brave and very good of Marvel to kill off a large majority of them because then they can move forward with different characters and say, the story of Iron Man is done.
Yeah.
We've done this whole arc. He has had the most films. Robbie Downey Jr. is massive and he's a very popular character. And I think it'd be very brave to do that. Mm-hmm. But I think it'd be good for them.
I think, yeah, because it was a very brave move ending Infinity War the way they did.
Yeah.
I know that it's evident that they basically, they literally killed off half of the cast. And it's obvious that they're going to come back in some way in this next film. But just the fact that they ended on that note with the villain winning
Yeah.
is brave still.
Yeah, not a lot of films do that.
No. And there's definitely going to be a payoff in this film of people dying, for sure.
Yeah.
And I think it's basically the people who died in the last one, in my head, are kind of safe.
Okay. Because they've already died.
They've already died. They're going to come back. But the ones that are left, that's the ones that I think we're going to have to be worried for.
Mm-hmm. They might have to sacrifice themselves to bring the others back.
Yeah. And I think the main two, obviously, it's going to be either Iron Man or Captain America, or both. Mm-hmm. I'm less worried, I think, for Thor and for Hulk, Black Widow. I mean, they could die, but I don't know.
They're not as big. I saw that Natalie Portman was at the opening for the Endgame.
Oh, was she?
Yeah, and people were like, why is Natalie Portman there?
Because she'd fairly publicly said, I'm out, not coming back.
Yeah.
See ya.
So why was she there? Do you know what I mean?
Don't know.
Is that because Thor's dead and then they go and tell her and she's like...
Maybe.
Interesting. But yeah.
Okay, right. Predictions, though. I think deaths. I'm going with either Iron Man or Captain America or both. Mm-hmm. I think that we're going to have a lot of time travel going on in this.
Okay.
I think that it's going to be... You've not seen Ant-Man and the Wasp.
I've not.
At the end of that, Paul Rudd's character, Scott Lang, he goes into the quantum realm.
Yeah, I have seen the end of this because I've seen it.
You have,
and not only because I've seen it like linked together with the end of Infinity War and like timed up with the snap.
Yeah, because he basically, while he was in the quantum realm, the snap happened.
Yeah,
everyone disappears and he's stuck in there basically.
And that's how that film ends, isn't it?
Yeah. So we don't know what's going to happen in the quantum realm. It's basically when he just shrinks down so small that magic. But before he goes in, one of the characters goes, "Be careful of the time vortexes." And it's like, okay, I think he's going to go through a time.
Foreshadowing.
Yeah, he's going to go through one at some point. Or maybe that won't be the device they use, but I think that they will be traveling through past events in films that we've seen to try and stop the events from happening in the first place.
Oh, okay.
Is my prediction.
Well, and then there was Doctor Strange.
Yes.
He was like, sorry, this was the only way.
Yeah.
Like, he knew this was the only way that we could save everybody.
Because he basically gave up his Infinity Stone, didn't he?
Yeah.
But beforehand, he was like, I've seen 1 million outcomes and there's only one way we win.
Yeah.
So I think they will win. I think Thanos will be defeated.
I think they will not kill off Iron Man or Captain America. That's my bet to you.
Who do you think will die?
I think other characters. But I wouldn't like to put money on anybody, but I think they won't kill off those two. Like I could put money on Thor and maybe like Loki or something like that. Or
he's already dead.
Oh yeah. But like come back and then die. I don't know.
That's another prediction. I think we're going to see Loki again, but it'll be in the past.
Right.
Past him. Mm-hmm. My prediction, okay, Captain America and Iron Man, one will die, one will be written out. They'll be alive, but they'll
be like, I can't continue with this.
Yeah.
Well, if they're going to do it that way, then I think it'd be Iron Man dies and Captain America walks away. Because I think he's more likely to walk away because of his morals, maybe. I
kind of think that Captain America will die, but he will be the sacrifice that saves people.
Because he's so righteous.
For some, it's kind of hard now. Thor's hammer, Mjolnir, got destroyed, but my prediction for a few years would be that on screen he will wield that hammer and sacrifice himself somehow. Right. He could still do it with Stormbreaker, Thor's new weapon, but I'm proper nervous excited for this. This has been building for so long. It's really brought out the inner child in me. I just love the fact that they've taken characters which weren't even the popular ones in the MCU. Like, if you ask someone who Guardians of the Galaxy were, like who Rocket Raccoon is on the street, like they would delist Marvel characters even amongst comic people. Yeah. I just love that we're seeing everyone on screen at once. Yeah. You're so gleeful, Ben. I'm so gleeful. I'm literally smiling as we're talking.
We are. Right. Well, this is probably going to go for quite long after we've watched the film. Do we want to call it now?
Let's call it now.
And then we can talk more later on.
So we'll be back in a few, many hours.
Yeah, many hours. I'm going to have a sleep, and then we can come back, and then I'm
We're
not going to
literally
sleep.
going to be doing this in like 15 hours.
Oh, Ben, don't. Please don't.
How are you going to go to work at 5?
But it's only a few hours. I'll be right.
Yeah.
I'll be right. I'll be okay.
Shall we say goodbye for now?
Goodbye for now.
And we'll be back in a bit.
Yeah, back in a second, and then you can put in these sound effects. It's like, and then I'll be like,
battle.
and then I'll be me and so, hello.
I was going to
I'm nearly
say,
dying.
everyone, brace yourselves for the most incoherent, useless conversation.
Yeah,
ever.
From me or just you?
Oh, both of us.
Yeah.
We're going to be useless husks of people.
Sure.
Right. In a bit. Bye.
No, because it's not even a bye. It's like in between. Right, just cut it.
Okay, bye. All right, we're back.
We're back in the room.
What is it, 13 hours later?
It feels like a long time.
Tell me how you're doing.
I'm tired.
Yeah.
For sure, I'm tired.
Yeah.
Did not manage to get a nap later from when I last talked, but earlier from now.
Yeah. Well, hang on. Before we say that, I'm going to bleep out the comment you just said.
Okay.
And let's just say Marvel Endgame, heavy spoilers from here on out.
Yep.
If you've not watched it.
And you're going to and you want to, don't listen
to this. Because, yeah. Should we just go into it?
Yeah, let's go.
Right, before we get into the actual film, I think we picked the only cinema that had broken aircon.
Oh my God.
That place was literally a furnace by the end.
It was like 30 plus degrees.
I've never seen, because we went to the showing, obviously it was at midnight, so they got posters on all of the chairs.
Mm-hmm.
And literally just looking around the room, every single person in there was just using it as a fan, just waving it around.
I don't know what happened to mine because mine was gone. And I was really appreciative when the people in front of me started fanning themselves.
I thought the aircon had come on finally, and then realised that people in front were fanning us.
Yeah. God, it was sweltering. I was literally sweating. I never,
so much
very
sweat.
rarely do I get a sweaty back. Jeans were a bad choice.
Yes, jeans.
Because usually
bad
cinemas
choice.
are quite cold.
They're quite cold. But anyway, this is not what people want to listen to.
No.
Right, Endgame. What's your general thoughts? We've managed to not say a word about it to each other, really.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good.
It's pretty good.
It's not. It's good. It's good. It's a good film. It's not blowing me away.
Yeah.
Was it better than Infinity War? I think they're on par. I think they're both very good films.
Okay.
What do you think? Which ones would you say is better?
I don't want to. I want to. We spoke about recency bias before. For me, though, I don't want to say that this is the best film ever, but I don't think I've enjoyed a film more.
Yeah.
Never have I physically found myself smiling through huge portions. Mm-hmm. I've also never experienced applause in the middle of a film before.
Yeah, it was a bit weird, wasn't it?
I found myself, I did it.
I know, you did like 2 claps.
And I was like, oh, well, what have I done?
I went like this, I put my hands out, I was like, what's going on here? Who the fuck we clap?
But that was just like, this for me was, it was an event film.
Yeah.
That just, it literally was, I realised that it literally is the culmination of 11 years of films, but it really felt like that. It gave me a sense of enjoyment that no other film has given me because it was the closing chapter of a book. It was everything coming together. There were so many fan service moments that were probably a bit over the top, like lines that were callbacks to other films and little things that probably bordered on cheesy, but I appreciated them so much.
Yeah, there's a lot of popular culture references in this. Fortnite makes it makes it into it.
Yeah,
very strange. In like in a post-apocalyptic world, there is still Fortnite. Apparently.
Yeah.
So yeah, do we want to talk about the whole film in general, the plot?
Yeah, let's do it. Just off the bat then, while we're still just talking about general consensus out of 5, what would you give it?
4 bars out of 5.
4 bars.
Yeah.
I'm 5.
Of course.
5.
Yeah.
But let's go into plot consensus then.
Okay. Should you want me to go?
Yeah, you go.
Okay. So at the end of Infinity War, the ending is Thanos has clicked, snapped, and destroyed half of
Snapped his fingers. He's not just snapped mentally.
He's gone crazy. Well, gone crazy.
Well, he is unhinged.
He snaps his fingers, and half of the known living universe has just turned to dust. Poof, gone.
Gone. Bam.
And so this film is sorting that out, basically.
Yeah.
That's not the full synopsis.
I mean, that kind of is.
It is.
It is literally solving the problems that have been caused through that to varying degrees. They run into problems along the way.
Yeah.
They have culminates in a big battle. Mm-hmm. And I think that's just a fair summary.
Yeah. Ups and downs.
Ups and downs.
I'm not sure about the plot device that they used. So basically, they used time travel through the...
Before we go into this...
What? This is right from the beginning. Go on.
No, I want to say, though, predictions.
Yeah.
I think all of mine came to fruition.
You were said... So what do you want to go through them? You said Captain picks up hammer.
Yep.
And beats people with it. I think you said kill Thanos.
I did say kill. That wasn't right. No. But he wielded Mjolnir.
Yeah.
So... And then I said either Cap or Iron Man or both would die. Yeah. I did say one would die and one would be written out, which is kind of what happened.
But I said that Iron Man would die and Captain would be written out, and you said the other way around.
Oh, did I?
You did.
Well, I take it all back.
Yeah. Did I say the other way around?
I can't remember.
One of us said
we literally said it today.
Yeah.
But
yesterday.
Yeah. Yesterday.
Yeah.
Anyway.
What else? What else did you predict?
So you were saying time travel. You were...
Oh, yeah, time travel. Yeah. So Ant-Man, who's been stuck in the quantum realm, gets his way out via a rat pushing a button.
Yeah.
Okay. You have to get him out some way.
Yeah.
That's the way you've done it. And then they use time travel to go back in time to collect the stones before they were collected by Thanos in an alternate timeline to come them back to this timeline to use them to unsnap. And they ended up killing past Thanos in the present, but it's an alternate timeline, so he couldn't go to the... I kind of lost myself in the time travel here.
But whenever you run into time travel, you just pick a set of rules, and I appreciate that they picked a set of rules and stuck to it. And it at least put it into a scenario where they had to team up, they had a limited amount of time travel uses.
Yeah.
Because I think that you have to limit it. Don't you? Because otherwise you've just got a time machine that you can use forever and then plot gets very out of hand.
In the future now, do they not have just a time machine that they can do?
Yeah, I suppose so.
I guess Tony's dead and the machine he built he's got... spoilers, Tony's dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know we said that, didn't we? The machine he built has been destroyed, so maybe they can't time travel?
Yeah.
I imagine.
I don't think they'll use time travel again.
No. Yeah. It was... I don't like time travel in films unless it's done really, really well.
Yeah.
It was done reasonably well in this film.
Yeah.
But there was... Basically, they've said that the past that they travel to is on an alternate timeline, basically. That's what they're saying. And they then jump back to their timeline.
Yeah.
So they can't alter what's actually happened in their past. They're altering a different past, which has then a different future.
Yes.
So this basically the parallel worlds now.
I thought it served the purpose of this film well for what it was intending to do.
Yeah.
It was very much, like I said, tying up all the ends. And as that device, you got the callbacks from going back to pivotal moments in the films that we'd seen.
Yeah.
And you got fun moments interacting, like Captain America v Captain America.
Yeah.
Tony Stark meeting his dad. Little things like that.
Yeah.
And that fitted the theme of this well. With... They had 11 years worth of films and they made sure that they utilized it basically.
Yeah, for sure.
So I was fine with that.
Yeah.
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 As long as they don't go overboard with just using time travel constantly.
Yeah, just
moving forward. But I don't think they will.
No.
There'll probably be a line in a future film where like, oh, can't we time travel? And there'll be a reason they can't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what did you think of Iron Man dying?
Iron Man dying. It's like I was just waiting for the moment where someone would. And the moment it dawned, okay, I think it's going to be him, is when it cut to Doctor Strange's face and he knew what was going to happen. but he said he couldn't tell anyone.
Yeah.
But it kind of cut to his face.
No, he said he couldn't tell you.
He couldn't tell. Yeah.
Tony,
It was,
yeah.
and then when he was looking at him, I was like, oh no,
He knows
that's
he's
the
gonna
look of
die.
someone who knows that they're gonna die. And then it wasn't a shock. It was still sad. The one that got me more though was Cap growing old.
Yeah.
Basically, that hit me more emotionally, even though that was more of writing him out.
He gets a happy send off.
Right? Yeah, he got his dance. He
Yeah.
got back to Peggy.
Yeah. Which was
That
nice.
was a happy moment.
You kind of thought that was going to happen when he was like, I'm going to go back in time. You're like,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
And then he didn't come back. You're like, you're right. We know what's going on here.
for sure.
There's going to be a new Captain America.
We didn't talk about this prediction, but I thought that Bucky was going to get the
That
mantle of
happens in
Captain
the-
America.
In the comics, right?
I think they both do,
Ah, okay.
Sam and Bucky.
Yeah.
So it's not unprecedented, but I thought out of the two, it would go
Yeah.
to him. I'm intrigued to see I am very intrigued to see overall what they do, not just with Captain America, but with everyone.
Yeah, at the end of the film, they had basically the main characters of the last Avengers film all had their own little shot. So, and then there was like a signature of the actor or actress that played them. So, Hawkeye, Black Widow,
Yeah.
Captain America, Iron Man, Thor. All of them had their own little scene, and they'd signed it off, which makes to me they're not going to be in any more films.
Yeah.
I think that's them writing them out.
I think to a degree. I don't think that any of them. I mean, we know that Black Widow's getting a solo film,
Yeah,
but it's an origin story because obviously she's dead now.
she dies in this film. Yeah, spoiler.
Spoiler. We've said spoilers.
I
It's
know.
fine. I think that they will use them, but in group film capacities. I think they'll draw on them
Yeah,
as an Easter egg or a callback. But
Yeah.
I think that they're kind of
I think this is passing the mantle on, isn't it?
that's that finish
Yeah.
and done.
What did you think of her scene dying? So Black Widow dying.
How many fake outs did they want to do?
Oh my god!
I was
that pissed. Like I thought the scene was very nice and emotional, and then it was interesting that they were fighting their way, and it was like a battle of will. And then like you said, it was fake out. No me, no you, no me, no me, no me, no me, no me, no me. No, I'm gonna do it. And then Hawkeye finally jumps off the edge and he's falling down. You think, oh, this is it then. And then she grappling hooks him to the wall, and then she goes down.
Yeah.
It's like, if you hadn't just faked me out 4 times in a row, that would have been fine. But
Yeah, I was slightly going into the film. I don't think I said this one. And my girlfriend was like, "Who do you think will die?" And I was like, "Secondary characters. I think Black Widow will." But then as soon as it hit that scene, I was like, "It's definitely Hawkeye."
right.
And then it was her. But
Yeah, Hawkeye had more to live for, though, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He had his family that was gone, but was likely to come back in this.
yeah,
Whereas, she the only family that she had really was like the Avengers.
But I'm surprised that was the only deaths, really.
And I guess Vision stayed dead.
Vision stayed dead, and Gamora
Isn't.
Yeah, she isn't, because a past version of her that hasn't experienced the events of the Gamora we know, that's the only difference. Every other character is them, but Gamora is a past version brought into this timeline now.
Yes.
So she is the same one, but there's just a chunk of time that she's not lived through.
Yeah, for sure.
I thought there'd be more.
Yeah, like I said, I think they're not going to kill as many people as they could.
Yeah, we basically got 3.
Go on. So Iron Man,
Cap, Scarlet.
yeah,
It's not Scarlet. I was going to say Scarlett Johansson. Character name, actor name.
yeah,
Black Widow.
yeah. Captain didn't die, but he was written out. But I think you've kind of written out the rest of them as well, because Thor had his little standing off of like, I can do whatever I want.
He's the one that I still think is most likely to get another solo film.
Probably.
Yeah.
Because he comes fat in this film.
Can we talk about Fat Thor?
Yeah.
So good. It was just I had no inkling. There was a lot of things I had inklings for going in. Like I thought we'd get Professor Hulk, and I thought we were going to get Rescue, and we got both of them.
Who's Rescue?
Pepper Potts as Iron Man.
Woman, yeah.
But I had no idea that Thor was going to do what he did in this film.
So he basically turned into a man that's just been dumped, put on a bunch of weight, and just played video games with his friends and just drinking. Yeah, and he was very. He was like the comic value in this film.
Yeah.
Which was fine, and then turned into like a badass right at the end again.
I'm kind of. It's. His character has had the biggest arc out of anyone, I think, from changing.
Yeah, he changes nearly every film.
But I'm glad that they've done what they have with him. They handled him last film really well. That you could kind of, in all of his scenes, you could tell he was on a breaking point. Like he's lost his father, lost his mother, lost his brother, lost half of his race of people, and then this one, he finally just snapped. He was just broken Thor.
Yeah, because basically the film starts with them finding Thanos on a planet, and killing him basically.
Yeah.
Like the Thanos from their timeline. Thor just chops off his head.
Yeah.
And he's like, if someone asks him what he was doing, he's like, going for the head.
Yeah.
Throwback. And then the next time we see him, he's all fat.
Yeah.
Which, fair enough.
It worked. I love that scene when we realise he's Fat Thor now, and we meet Korg again, and they're just playing Fortnite in this little house in the middle of New Asgard.
Yeah.
I love that. That was great.
Yeah, I did enjoy that.
Yeah.
The amount of pop culture reference in this.
Yeah.
Have I said this already?
Yeah.
I have. Oh my god, I'm crazy.
You're losing it.
It's because they were like, all right, Lebowski, because he looked like the dude from the Big Lebowski.
Yeah.
Lots of.
There was an interesting selection of characters that were used more than others.
Yeah.
So Spider-Man didn't really feature. Basically, all the characters that didn't survive the snap in the last film, they did come back and they got their moment to shine in the big battle, but we got no character arcs for them through this.
Well, because they were in their timeline, they were gone for 5 seconds.
In my mind, though, I was expecting this story to have them come back sooner, and we get more story with everyone. I think it's fine what happened. The only so in Civil War how you get that big airport battle. Yeah, for me that was another moment of everyone's on screen. This is amazing seeing everyone fight. The battle scene in this completely trumped that when everyone's coming through the portals and you just get that little. That was like a magic moment for me.
I almost felt like the battle was because there was so many people they wanted to show.
Yeah,
it was like it just felt a little silly getting the glove from point A to point B. It was a little bit silly.
Yeah, it was
to get. It was like here's somebody, somebody, pass.
Yeah,
it was like you're playing rugby in the back garden or something, and just like passing it from one person to another. Someone who didn't appear in this film a lot, but did a lot in that final fight was Captain Marvel.
Yes, let's talk about her because this was interesting. I'm interested to see your thoughts on it, especially seeing as you've not seen Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
How did you talk about that?
So the way she was introduced in this film is Tony Stark is stuck in the middle of nowhere in space with Nebula, and she just turns up out of nowhere and then literally grabs the spaceship they're in, flies them home, and then basically just fucks off.
Yeah.
And like I don't think she doesn't say a word.
No.
Nothing like that. So I was like, okay. But she just seemed like super powerful. And then she's like, oh yeah, I'm going to go find Thanos. And then they go find her and, oh yeah. Yeah, she's like, I'm going to find Thanos.
Yeah.
They all go find him, kill him. And then she's like, the next time we see her, she's like got a short hair. And she's like, I'm sorting out everything else that's going on in the world that's not in this film.
Yeah.
And then she comes back and then she's like super, super powered. She felt like the reason she wasn't in this film is because she would have just fucked everything up throughout the whole film. Yeah. Like everybody else seemed weak in comparison to her.
Yeah. Even Thor.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's an interesting character to handle, and she's the only one that I feel slightly unsure of in this universe. There's been every character that's been introduced pretty much, I feel like has been perfect casting, and you just believe them in the role kind of just from the moment you meet them. With her, I feel like they've not hit that balance yet. No. She feels like the odd one out.
For me, obviously, I've thought that, but I've not seen the origin film. So.
Even with the origin film, I feel because a lot of that she's not got her memory of who she is.
Okay.
So a lot of that film, she's quite I don't want to say blank slate, but she's having to piece together things, and her personality doesn't really shine through until the later parts of that film. But so I feel like we don't really know that character.
Yeah.
So I feel like you don't get the payoffs that you get from all of the other characters.
She just seemed quite obnoxious, and kind of like everything was below her. Like it just felt like this whole film was below her. And then she came in at the end and was like, all right, I'll do the glory bit now.
Yeah.
I'll grab the payload that needs moving, move super fast, just blow everything up. And then right at the last second, Thanos stops her.
Yeah.
And then she's like fighting Thanos, and she's going like 1v1, and it's not really a big deal. She can stop the gauntlet until he takes one stone out and then punches her in the face.
It does. I almost wish that she had been saved for this, whatever Marvel do in this next phase going forward. I wish that she'd been saved for that, because this all felt...
The film didn't need her.
It didn't need her, no. And she's just not gelling for me. Yeah. It doesn't feel like it quite sits right.
I feel she was in this film because they needed some way to get Tony Stark home.
Yeah.
And that felt shit as well. They just brought her home. It was like, oh, here's someone. How did she know that he was there?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Unless it was that explained in a different film. No.
Wait, say that again, sorry.
It was like the end of Captain Marvel. Was she going to find Tony Stark? No.
No.
Okay. So she just...
We knew that she was off like she said in this line in the film, she was basically doing... Because all of our storylines are based on Earth.
Yeah.
And in this universe, there's tons of planets that don't have Avengers, and she's basically a police force that acts as the Avengers on different planets.
Yeah.
So she was just away in space. I don't exactly know how she came across Tony Stark, but yeah,
and then came and collected her. It was she fell out of place.
Yeah,
and she's just too strong.
Yeah,
it was weird. What do you think of the little scene where? Who was it? Someone got the gauntlet. Yeah. Peter falls down.
Yes.
He's still got the gauntlet, and then that's when Captain Marvel arrives at that fight.
Yes.
Because she comes like from the sky. All the ships are firing at the ground, and she comes from the sky, and the ships start firing at her. She just comes through, just blows everything up, and then lands next to Peter, and she's like, "I think you have something to give to me."
Yeah.
And then, it was, if you're thinking of just superheroes, there was then a weird selection of superheroes, but it was very obviously
this struck me
all of the women.
Yeah,
it was a very woman-empowered thing. That's great, but it was a weird selection.
It can be handled. I think the film that I really enjoyed how they handled in Black Panther, there was a really strong selection of female characters there. That just I remember one of the things me and my girlfriend came out and we were like, we met a load of new characters that all happened to be female, and we were like, they were really cool. We really enjoyed that. Whereas this, it didn't feel like a natural. It just felt like, here's a girl, we're just going to put every female character on screen for the sake of it.
It wasn't like they all worked, like they battled their way over and they were all there, and like it was just like, oh, we've got every female character, we're going to put them there and they're going to fight their way through.
Like, I love that they have done more than a lot of films have done to make sure that there is strong female characters, because a lot of films struggle with that, and it's all very male dominated. But this just felt very forced to me, and it didn't feel like it
struck me like a slap in the face when I was like, this is so noticeable.
Because I love that they have got great female characters, but the way that they handled that scene sat weird. I don't know.
It was because you had like some real superhero. You had Captain Marvel, who's like so overpowered, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Then you have I want to say Melisandre, but it's not her because she's Game of Thrones.
Scarlet Witch.
Yeah, Scarlet Witch, the red lady, who's very strong as well.
Yeah.
And then you had
Mantis.
Which one's that?
The one with the antenna.
Oh yeah, who does kind of is like controls people with her mind. So she's not really going to be battling her way through this army.
And then Okoye as well.
Yeah,
who's a good soldier.
Yeah,
I think she's a great character. But it was literally everyone was just there because a moment ago we'd not really seen anyone grouping up, like you said. They were all over the battlefield doing their own thing, and then suddenly
they all group up, one shot of all the women, and then you don't see it. They all jump in. Yeah, and it was like.
They'd have been better having functional characters like Captain Marvel, Thor, Spider-Man, because he can just mobile, and Black Panther, just mobile characters.
Yeah.
I don't know, the fact that it didn't have a function,
Yeah.
it just made it very obvious that
For sure.
we're doing a female shot
Yeah.
here.
It felt pandering. I don't know
Yes.
whether, obviously that's not aimed at me, I guess. And maybe I'm a cis white man finding offense in something that's, empowering to women. But to me, it seemed out of place.
I don't want it to seem like that, but the example, like I said, Black Panther, I feel handled that really well.
Yeah.
Of having powerful women in their film, and it felt natural, and they gave them reason to be there, not just...
I tell you what, I think this is a good example of, or a bad example of show not tell. Mm-hmm. Here, Marvel are going, they're telling us we've got strong, powerful leads. They're not actually showing us what they can do. Female leads, sorry. It was like, they were just like, here are our female leads, and they're powerful. It didn't actually show them being powerful. It didn't show, it was just felt forced in, if that makes sense. I don't know. Maybe that's not great.
Let's talk about, because we've not actually spoken about him really, the villain, Thanos, in this. I think he is one of the stronger villains in the wider superhero, in the way they've portrayed them on film anyway. Because I feel this one maybe got let down a little compared to the first, but although he has crazy, unfounded intentions, you believe them at least. Like, he has strong motivations that aren't just, I want to be evil for the sake of being evil.
Yeah.
Like, he has a purpose, even though it's misguided, and you believe that he is living for that purpose.
To me, he's kind of like chaotic good.
Yeah.
Like, in himself, that's what he believes of himself. He's doing whatever is needed to make something good of the world. He believes that there's something bad at the moment. Whether that's right or wrong is up to you to decide. He believes that the worlds in the whole universe are overpopulated, and they're ruining the world they live in, kind of environmentally, and people are starving because there's too many people.
Yeah.
And his solution to that is, well, if there's too many people, get rid of half of them.
Yeah.
There, no problem solved.
Not biased, just completely mixed, random. Gone.
It's believable.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
It's the same. Killmonger from Black Panther.
Yeah.
He was a very relatable villain.
He's, I think, been my favorite villain.
Thanos or Killmonger, sorry.
For in Killmonger.
Yeah.
In Black Panther, because for a big section of that film, I find that you actually start sympathizing with him.
Yeah.
And they have to, until he starts killing a load of people, you're like, okay, you are bad. But it's like, oh, actually, no, you're in the right here.
It's because it's much easier to empathize with someone who grew up in a city, and was rather than someone who's a king and a prince.
Yeah.
Although he's got the claim to the throne in Wakanda, you can empathize more with someone that grew up in a real city, in a real place, that isn't a superhero.
Yeah. But I think that all of that works, and that's where some films have fallen down. Not just within the MCU, and also I'm talking about DC because it's kind of their rivals. But too many of their villains have just been bad for the sake of being bad. There's no
paper thin
motivation. And I think that's where this has worked. It's all character driven at the core.
Yeah.
And that's what works. Yeah.
What do you think about bringing Thanos back to then fight him again? So, like, obviously, not the Avengers brought him back, but the writers brought him back to then kill him in this future timeline. How did you feel? Like, I think this film needed a big battle, or like Avenger films tend to have a big battle, and that they're going to write towards that. But do you think they could have done that in a better way or a different way, or what did you feel about it?
It's really hard to say. I was very satisfied with how they used him. Yeah. It felt interesting enough. It didn't go exactly where I thought, other than I thought there'd probably be a big battle. I didn't expect him to get his head cut off so quickly into the film, and then when we get past him, brought to the future, and then we interact with him again.
I'm curious. So in the end battle, he has got a complete army. It's like he's got something to take over the whole of Earth, right?
Yeah.
But the way that he gets to where he is now, he comes from the past, right? Through the time.
Yeah.
But he destroys it on his way through.
Yeah.
And then he blows up the whole building once he's through. Where does that whole army come from? Is that whole
They were
army
on his ship.
all on that ship?
I think it was hard to get a sense of scale when it came through.
Yeah.
But that ship, when we'd seen it before, is like countryside.
Massive. That's his ship, and that's the one he takes over the whole.
Yeah.
Okay, right. Okay.
It's just huge. That's where everyone was.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Thanos was a great villain in this, and I'm really satisfied with how they handled him. I think his CG work, especially, is incredible.
Yeah,
like
he doesn't look out of place.
Not at all. Like even on sometimes when it gets to like a close face shot, you sometimes start seeing weird things that don't make it. He doesn't look natural. Whereas him, he literally looks like you'd expect if he was just sitting at this table with us. Like the detail in his face is just
for sure
crazy good.
One thing I did notice in the end of Infinity War, what looked out of place, is Bruce Banner is inside the Hulkbuster.
Yeah, I thought you were going to say that.
In the back of the scene, he looks really, really weird.
Yeah,
like he looks like they've run out of money for CGI, and they've kind of just got a picture of the Hulkbuster, and then like cropped in his head. Like I feel like I could have done a better job of just cropping him in.
Yeah.
That felt real. Like it was drawing my. I don't remember what the rest of that scene was.
Yeah.
It's just me. I couldn't not look at the Hulk.
I think on a whole, the CG work is incredible,
great,
especially in this film. Considering how much of it was CG, not much of it sat weird.
No,
if that makes sense. Like it was all on the whole extremely good.
Yeah.
I was a big fan of this.
Yeah, it was good.
This did exactly what I hoped, and
it's exactly what you expect from it, but it does it in the same. It's good.
When I say everything you expect, not as in I saw all this story coming.
No,
like all of that felt fresh.
Yeah, but
for
it ticks the superhero boxes.
Yeah, but so going back to when we started doing this episode earlier today. Mm-hmm. You were talking about how can Marvel keep things fresh going forwards and not just sit in that generic box. Did this feel like it did that for you? I get this one's a bit of a weird one because it has to call back and kind of keep within a box up to a point because it's closing things. But
yes and no. I think the killing off your main villain right at the beginning of the film from the last film and then kind of rebringing him back. I don't know, maybe a little bit, because it's still the same person. You're still trying to defeat the same person, no matter if they're in the past or the future.
Yeah.
All the time travel bits with the different different people in it.
Yeah.
You knew that each one was there's going to be resolved, but there's going to be an issue in it.
Yeah.
And it's like, what's that hiccup going to be? How are they going to fix it? I couldn't give you the exact line, but I could say, right, each group is going to get it in the end, is going to have an issue in the middle, and they're going to resolve it. There might be a death there, or there might be this, but like each one was basically that.
Yeah.
In some way or another. Mm-hmm. But then
we did get like a proper character sacrifice though with Black Widow dying. In their instance, we got an old character coming through with Nebula's one.
Yeah.
Thor got some resolution to his very sad arc up to this point with seeing his mother again.
Yeah. Actually, that one, I guess actually in that one, there was no issue with getting it.
No.
But it was just like resolution with Thor seeing his mum.
And the one that was the most fun to me was the New York one.
Yeah.
Because you got a ton of the old stuff mixed with the new stuff. I love this as well. It was such a... There's a moment in the comics recently where Captain America turned out to be a Hydra sleeper agent.
Okay.
And there's a scene where it cuts to him going, "Hail Hydra." Mm-hmm. I love that they got that in the film.
Yeah.
That was just
because it was... it looked like a throwback to where Captain goes into a lift.
I was expecting him to say the same line where he was like, "If there's anyone that wants to get out the lift before this goes down."
Yeah.
But yeah, that was another callback.
It's playing on that. And then, Captain's wiser now and he goes, "Well, I know you're all Hydra people. The best way to actually win this
is just say 2 words and walk away with what you need." Yeah, that was great.
Enjoyable.
I think the mark of it this was such a hard film to have lived up to expectations. I feel.
Yes. I feel it wasn't like massively hyped.
Do you not?
Maybe I'm just not in the right circle.
I said this is for me, in that circle, this has been the most hyped thing for the longest time I can. This has been like the biggest build
Yeah,
ever.
Yeah. Maybe it's because usually when I hear hyped stuff is like I've not watched it straight away and people come out like that was the best film ever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and then I'll go and watch it. I'm like, well, it didn't live up to the hype.
Yeah. Whereas you were literally
I am the
first
hype.
possible second that you could have got in there. We're
Yeah.
creating the hype.
Yeah. I feel like I'm not a big hype bringer
Yeah.
for this film. Good. It's a superhero film.
Yeah.
It does what it says on the tin.
Yeah. Honestly, considering the amount of characters in this film, they handled them all well.
I mean, that's why the film's 3 hours long.
Yeah, true. But I'm glad that they did. Although I would love to have seen Spider-Man, and I think one of my favorites is after his solo film Black Panther. I'm glad that they didn't try to cram everyone in there.
I feel like you couldn't have.
No,
Definitely not.
no, it would have been too much. But good
film.
Have we got anything else that we want to talk about? I feel like this is one that so much just happened. Mm-hmm. It's a lot to process.
Yeah.
Like I'm curious to how my opinion of it will shift after.
Yeah. I might end up watching it again because I know Annie wants to go and watch it, so I may end up watching it again, and maybe I'll give you a second opinion after watching it the second time.
Yeah, I'd be curious because this one, I feel like my reaction the first time to a film like this, no other viewings will live up to as much as this one has.
Right.
Yeah. Just the moment that keeps popping into my head is with Captain America wielding the hammer. Mm-hmm. That's just great. That's just made me happy. Yeah. The whole film was worth it for that.
Yeah. I'm not sure how I feel about that because now I feel like the Thor in that timeline doesn't have a hammer at all now.
I did think that when he pulled the hammer out.
Yeah. Was the other Thor like having it? And it just
actually,
went.
I've just thought when we saw Cap go back because he had to return all the Infinity Stones back to their original point, he took the hammer with him.
He did. Yeah, I never thought about that. Do you think he just replaced it back at that time?
Yeah.
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 And the one that must be weird for Natalie Portman. She got like the stone sucked from her.
Yeah.
And now he needs to go back and just inject it back into it.
Just hold still a minute.
Hold still, very strange.
There's something else.
Because I thought, like I didn't think they were going to show what happened in Captain America's little outing. Because I thought maybe that could be another film. That feels like it might be enough stuff.
Say that again.
So when Captain goes back in time, to put all the stones back.
Oh, they could easily make a film.
That's what I'm saying. I thought that was going to be a film, but I don't think it is now because the resolution that they've had with him coming back and being old and that kind of stuff.
The thing that we can always draw from comics is no one's ever dead.
No.
They can always bring someone back. Even Tony Stark, who properly died in this.
Yeah.
If they really wanted to, they'll bring him back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same with Cap. There's a whole period of time that we now haven't seen with him. He's lived a whole nother life. That's Captain, a whole new set that we could see. And now time travel's in there, and now we know there's other dimensions that are running parallel. They could just pull Captain America from a different dimension in his prime age and do a whole film with him again. Yeah.
But I think those actors won't do it.
I think we'll see them again, but in like 20 years.
Okay.
It'll be like a Star Wars thing where they've brought the old actors back for a reboot alongside all the new ones. Because now the Disney merger has happened with Fox. They've gained all the X-Men back. We've got Fantastic Four that they can use. That's going to be the new. I think the X-Men universe is going to be the new Avengers universe. Yeah. For a while.
That'd be good.
I'm curious to what's going to happen because they've not really released their roadmap further than we know Spider-Man's happening. After that, we know of films that are in production, but we don't know what's going to happen. Yeah.
Cool. Well,
Right, that's going to be a long episode. I'm
This-
half tempted to just not edit this bit and just put it out straight away.
yeah, sure. Whatever.
Yeah.
Doesn't bother me. I
Cool.
mean, there's not much long silences.
No. Well, I bet there's a whole minute that we forgot about.
Well, this has been another week of Two Sheep in a Pool. I've been tired.
How many hours have you been up for now?
Nearly 24.
Yeah, you got up at, 5 a.m. yesterday.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's about to hit 5 a.m. again.
Is it really?
It's 4:02 now. So.
Okay, so like an hour. Cool.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
I've actually been James.
Yeah, I've been Ben. Yeah, you know where to find us. twosheepinapool.com. Everything's linked there.
Thanks for listening.
See you next week.
Bye.